Welcome back into the Rowdy Studio. I am Buzz Cutler, sitting alongside Bob Pockrass from SceneDaily.com. And oh yeah, Bassmasters is on the there.
Maybe I'll develop like a signature salute.
I didn't get the V-neck sweater memo.
Well, maybe you should check your email next time.
Oh, right.
Do you own any V-neck sweaters?
I don't. Do I own a? You know what? I think I do own a.
Well, while you think about that,
V-neck sweater.
Let's talk a little bit about another crew chief move. Kevin Harvick. No more Gil Martin, gets Shane Wilson, who was crew chief, and Clint Boyer. Those guys have a history. Harvick and Wilson from the Nationwide Series, where they kicked everyone's ass in 2006. And yet Harvick made the chase and had achieved a lot, really, in the last couple seasons. What do you think of the move?
This is the move that I question the most.
I'm with you
of all of them. I guess when you look at your third in points, how much closer? Right. Can you be to the front? I know you'd say, well, one spot closer or two spots closer. But, does this help them get to second or first? I don't know. And I guess maybe if you're Kevin and you're saying, well, look, third is like fifth and it's like seventh and it's like ninth and it's like 12th. You're in the chase, but you're not the champion.
But can't you say that the 29 team sort of has hit a plateau?
They certainly felt that way.
Can't you argue that they've hit a plateau, they've hit the glass ceiling, and it's just, they're not busting through, they're not getting more competitive on the downforce.
I mean, you can look at it like that. You can look at it as a coach who made the playoffs and never won, right? Had a great regular season, 12-4 in a regular season, but then loses first or second round in the playoffs and say, you need something else to get it done. But I mean, racing is so fickle, and these cars are so fickle that it's hard for me. And the other thing is that the other Childress cars weren't like they were running all
gangbusters.
Yeah,
right.
So they weren't all that, and so how much more can you expect out of Gil Martin? And look, Kevin's had history at KHI of moving people around pretty quickly if he felt like that they weren't competing for wins. And I think this is kind of the same philosophy, not competing for championships. I want somebody I want to compete for a title with. I mean, the hard part is that you look at it and you say, well, they're 58 points back. They weren't even close. But, they had to make some decisions there later in the chase to take some chances to try to get back into it that didn't allow them to.
Points
right, exactly.
But it's not like they're a new partnership. I mean, Gil Martin and Kevin Harvick have been together how long? I mean, for a while now.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years, right?
For long enough for Kevin Harvick to know, okay, I know this guy, he knows me, I know what this relationship has to offer. I guess what I'm saying is this doesn't seem like a reactionary decision on his part. It seems like there's enough history there.
But what you're saying, if I may speak for you, Bob, is sometimes maybe you don't know how good you have it, right? That you had basically the last 3 years, you've had a chance to get in there and make some noise and win the chase. No, you haven't won it, but you've had that chance. And that chance is worth a lot. And just because you don't win it doesn't mean everything's busted and we need to make major changes.
Right. I still think it's a reactionary move to this year. And maybe a little bit I would say it's a reactionary move for the last 46 weeks. Last year's chase and this year's regular season and chase. And
because if you look at Harvick, it was interesting the fact that he won Richmond and then was second at Chicagoland. If he felt like a guy with momentum, that could be the guy that gets on a hot streak, but it didn't happen. And maybe that was a big disappointment to him.
Yeah, I think what was disappointing is that there were some weekends, I think, in the chase where they didn't roll off the truck very good and they never got a whole lot better. Right. And then they tried to make some changes or made some pit calls, and they didn't work. They didn't work out. And I think Kevin's philosophy is, if you don't have a good car, you can't really do it if you don't have a good enough car to use some pit strategy to help you out, then what good are you?
What good are you, Bob?
I mean, in other words, if you have a good car and use pit strategy for a great finish, well, then things are looking good. If you have a mediocre car, use pit strategy, and you're still mediocre, what you got? So again,
a new crew chief.
yeah, and I mean, we'll see. We'll see. This one is the one that I would kind of question.
It is like changing coaches, and it's hard to know when the right time to do it.
Well, let's be honest. Let's just be honest. Delana came between Gil Martin and Kevin Harvick,
come on.
Right? I mean, she pulls the strings. She wears the fire suit in that family. This is Delana Harvick's doing. Can we just be honest? Bob Pockrass, Bassmasters, Buzz Cutler. Thanks for watching, Delana.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.